Three.
Got it. Hey, hunters, and welcome back to Zach and Beats. It's the podcast series where we discuss all things Coin Hunt World. It's the trivia exploration world building game that pays you crypto to play. This is the Joker episode, I'll call it, episode 53. I'm Beats, and today it's the return of Zach. What's up, Zach? Zach
Hey,
is
Beats.
back.
How's it going?
Oh,
They,
it's good. It's always a good day when Zach is back in town. Zach is back in town.
yeah, something like that. They say absence makes the heart grow fonder. Beats.
That's right. Oh, yes.
I'm very fond of you.
Because we've been so far apart all this time.
Yep.
Well,
I've missed your digital remote presence. So
it
weekly.
comes right through to you.
Yep.
Well, yes, I've missed you as well.
So happy to be here. So
Good. I wanted to hit you with all the Zach songs that I could think of. So that was one. Maybe I'll think of another one. There was like a Return of the Mac from the 90s, like Return of the Zach, like something like that. I'll work on it.
I'm
We'll
sure you know a lot more of them than I do.
Yeah, like see, they're lost on you because then you're like, what song is that? And then
I honestly think
kills the
the only
joke.
one I really remember is the Lego Maniac.
See, we're crossed wires. What's Lego Maniac? What do you mean?
I think it's like Zach the Lego Maniac, or maybe that was, I don't know.
Is that from the Lego movie?
No, I'm pretty sure this was like 90s. I don't know. I might be making it up too, so the listeners will, have to
A
chime in.
Lego TV show from the 90s?
No, it's
Or
like
a commercial?
I think it was like a commercial. Yeah.
It
So
mentioned
yeah,
Zach.
I think so. I mean, I might be making up that part, but definitely there's something about a Lego Maniac. I don't know. We will
Okay.
see what the
You
community says. We've
maybe
got some older people in the audience, like older,
well,
like us, not like
I don't
you know
remember it, and that would have been in my wheelhouse, but my name
these
doesn't rhyme with Maniac, so there you
20-year-old whippersnappers aren't going to know, I don't think. But
go. Those darn whippersnappers.
yeah.
All
Okay.
right, well, we're going to jump into a whole bunch of stuff, but first, please hit that like button and subscribe to us on Spotify, give us a rating, and you can find us on Twitter. I still think you can at Zach and Beats.
Right.
Yeah. So, Zach, it's been a while. You hit me up about a couple things you wanted to talk about. Do you want to jump into that stuff? Do you want me to catch you up on things that you've missed in event-wise stuff or Discord stuff? Or, I mean, I don't really know what to tell you
Yeah.
besides like the big things.
Unfortunately, I think for this episode, I'll probably be behind. I did listen to most of your roundtable. I don't know what you guys call it, the roundtable episode
The
of
crew.
last week. Yeah, the crew.
Okay.
But I still, I don't think that completely caught me up. But yeah,
Right. We're in
even
beta.
outside the game, a lot of stuff has happened with crypto and the. That might not be what the audience wants to hear, but the truth of the matter is, I'm always that voice that you shouldn't listen to inside your head that makes up irrational you know things, but at the same time, like the collapse of FTX, the crypto bombing and us getting more sats per blue vault than we ever have,
Right.
might not feel like it because there's the gameplay has changed and there's more key sinks and stuff like that, but at the same time, the you know, whatever Brinkman Freed or whatever,
Right.
uh, the losing billions of customer funds, and you know
Covered it
that
up
has,
and
yeah, that has a cascade effect on
right.
every crypto exchange that had any exposure to FTX whatsoever. So I don't even know, that could potentially even affect this game, and we just don't know it. So
Oh, right. Like if there was funds tied up with
yeah, like
FTX.
I don't know. I'm not trying to, speculate and
Red flag,
pretend that I
right?
do, but even a lot of companies like um, BlockFi, they had uh, whatever. I'm pretty sure they were bought out by FTX like months ago. After they were in a financial dire situation, and then little did they know that FTX was in a much worse place. Um, but anyways, like if Bittrex has exposure to FTX, then, and I don't know. I'm just hoping that like Bill's his personal wealth that's tied into this game isn't directly affected by the collapse of FTX. Is basically what I'm getting at, and that's not. I'm sure he doesn't appreciate us talking about that, but it's just real life, and we all enjoy the game, and so we want it to be successful, and yada yada yada. So same old Zach, different day.
I think there's a big difference between like anyone being directly financially impacted by this rather than just the psychological thing of, oh, well, something bad happened on over there on crypto world,
Mm-hmm.
so get away from everything crypto, which, it sounds silly to me just because how many things happen with, I don't know, collapses of banks and bailouts and, anything you want to point at, subprime
Yeah,
mortgages and all that kind of stuff. And everyone
yeah,
still uses the American dollars. So, you know,
right. That is a really good point. I mean, I guess the difference is that they're not FDIC insured crypto exchanges, and they're
right.
not as heavily regulated. But as you just pointed out, like the those subprime loans or whatever they were that in 2008, 2009 that caused the financial crash, like basically the same difference. Um, but I guess the difference here is just that it's like since there's a lack of regulation, it's the wild, wild west. I don't even understand. Like to me, FTX came out of nowhere. I felt like just one day it was like, oh, I saw Tom Brady on the TV, like promoting this exchange that I've never heard of, and then in hindsight, obviously it looks extremely stupid when you see like a 23-year-old CEO that has a math degree and saying stupid stuff caught on video, and then you have all these companies that coming in, these venture capitalists just dumping all kinds of money in. It just, I mean, obviously hindsight's always 2020, but yeah, it's yeah. I heard an interview on what Bitcoin did with the Kraken CEO, and he just was explaining how venture capitalists would come to him, and then they would compare FTX to Kraken, and they'd be like, "Well, FTX growth is like this," and like they would show him a parabolic trade, and like, "Well, why
Right.
do you guys have such a large, like 500 people, and your growth rate's so low, and they're larger than you now, and their growth, and he was just like, you could tell he was bent, over it. And that like he was like, look, I just laid down to these venture capitalists like, look, this is we have to have checks and balances when funds move from one area to another, and we can't just willy-nilly just go what like we have to have not just actual security like protocols from and or processes to stop hackers, but we actually have to have in-house checks and balances and
Backing
what
assets.
yeah, yeah, like segregation of duties, you know, like to where
Oh,
one person
okay.
can't do it all, you know.
Oh, well,
So,
yeah, that makes sense. Like,
but anyways,
it's not just a unilateral decision at some point to just pull $1 billion out of some account or something like that.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So I'm even heard a couple of the people that played the game that just say like that since they saw the FTX thing, like they pulled out all the crypto they had on exchanges into private
Ah,
uh, cold wallets.
okay, right. Like
So I
fear of
mean,
uphold following
yeah, I mean,
FTX back
you're
then.
kind of arguing against that in a way. I, I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle. Like, I just feel like you should have some stored offline, and a wallet
No,
that
this
you,
is not financial advice. None of this. We are not financial
yeah,
advisors or
right,
health experts.
yeah, true, 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 true. But me personally, like, I have some offline, and with that, only I have the keys for, and then I
Sure.
also have some on exchanges. And when I say some on exchanges, they're like not all in one.
Right, right.
Mm,
It's spread out.
right. It's for,
Diversification.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I hate that stuff like this happens, but anyways, I don't want to make the podcast entirely about this, but I just wanted to bring up like
Right.
that it's scary and it's real and that it could potentially even affect this game, even though we don't really know if it is or not.
All right, last question about this then. This is none of this is financial advice, but are you for crypto regulation, for more of it, some form of it?
Oh,
Is it the
100%.
monkey's paw?
But I'm 100% for crypto regulation. I mean, there's some of it that I'm sure I won't agree with. I already disagree with some of the regulations in place and it's barely regulated. So, but I think until regulation actually happens, then you're not going to get like institutional money coming in from like hedge funds and like big dollars, big whales coming in.
I've
And
seen little, I mean, these are from like crypto.com kind of things where they talk about like, oh, JP Morgan did this or, did something like that. But you're right. It's never like a huge. It's never like the tipping point kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what will even happen um, from a regulation standpoint from this event, Don't know.
Um, yeah, I've seen. I swear, I've seen something about like Visa taking some sort of crypto payments or something like that, right? Yeah,
Hmm.
no, haven't
I
seen
don't
anything
know.
like that. Maybe I'm wrong. Hey, tell me I'm wrong at Zach and Beats at Twitter. I'll never see it.
I don't twit.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, well, do you soccer? Are you up on World Cup stuff? I feel like you're a runner, so running and soccer kind of go together. You just run. You like
It's
soccer?
not called soccer beats, it's called football. No,
It
I got you.
okay.
I am not a soccer fan, but I can tell you that for the first time ever, thank you, Bill, I'm going to be watching the games.
Yep.
Um, I don't know how I don't there's 36, right? 36 QBs?
32 QBs.
32
32
QBs.
World Cup QBs, yes.
Yeah, so I still have quite a few to print. So I don't
You've been hitting green vaults, you've been stacking your soccer balls
as much as I can
or
without,
footballs, technically.
yeah. I mean, I've been trying. I actually have been selling probably as many footballs as I've been
Ooh,
using to print. So I think right now I have
cashing
19
in.
or 20, 19 or 20.
Oh, you're doing good then. You
Yeah.
have 19 or 20 of the QBs?
Yeah. I
Oh,
think
you're killing it. That's right. You have like 70 green vaults you can hit. That's right. You're
70.
probably
No.
fine.
Nah, when I say I hit 70 in a day that day, I was like,
That was
we're
like no
talking,
sleep, taking off work.
yeah, but it was also like parts of Kansas City that we call Kansas City that aren't really Kansas City, like Overland Park, you're like Lee Summit. Like these are different cities, but I'm grouping them in
Okay.
Kansas City because they're all like surrounding Kansas City. But I was
Gotcha.
hitting like 5 or 6 different cities. So, but yeah.
Well,
If I really want to, I could do that, but that's not in the plans right now. Even though that would be fun.
something that's tricky about this one is saving green keys for green vaults and getting soccer balls, or buying the blueprints. Are you trying to keep them? Even you said you're selling soccer balls, so what are you doing? Are you going to stock up on blueprints?
Well,
I have
I
a
think
theory about this.
I have about 20 blueprints right now left,
Left, right?
and I have I don't know enough for
You have a long time to go to buy
yeah
more.
about 6 prints left, but it starts December 1st, right? The
December
actual
3rd is when you actually have to have the right your prediction QB on.
okay. Well, if that's the case, then yeah, it seems like
Which
I still have a little bit of
which
time. But
which means December 3rd is the last. It will mean that 16 teams won't matter at all in terms of rewards from there on out. So those
okay,
16 QBs will be essentially worthless for the time being, which means whatever November 30th is your last time to put into auction something like a Brazil or Argentina QB, since Argentina just beat Mexico right before this. And I was the same way. I said, I can't believe this game has me jumping up and down and yelling, goal! Uh, if nothing happens for
is
90
that
minutes, it's boring.
specifically just because you've printed a couple specific countries?
Just now, the Argentina one was, yes, because
Okay.
I had Argentina and I did not have Mexico. And I was like, come
Now,
on.
does the wiki team like have up on the wiki like the current status of the win loss?
Yeah, that would be great. I don't see it. I don't think they do. I'm not, the closest to what's going on
Yeah, it
currently on
seems like
Wiki.
something they would do, but yeah,
It does. I think what'll probably really well, yeah, you're right. Because if somebody, for instance, USA and England tied, so that kind of hurts both of them.
yeah,
So it's tough. So yeah, especially if you lose, you're almost out right away.
yeah.
So
So I want to
yeah,
make sure, since I've been out of it, that I understand so far. There were 32 teams total, and
correct.
on December 3rd, there are only going to be 16 left. So 16 of the 32, or yeah, 16 of the 32 won't matter anymore, right? Is that what you're saying? Because
I believe
16
so.
will,
Yes.
okay.
Right. And
So
then this is coming from somebody who's just understanding that this for the first time, the World Cup part,
yeah,
where then each one of those games is just you knock the other person out to once and done, and then
hmm
you'll be down to 8 teams and 4 and then
okay.
2. So then the one you really want to watch out for is that last game, that last match.
Right.
I picked the right one.
Now, wasn't there a reward every week, and the last one gets you a special? Wasn't it a special QB?
The last one gets you an epic blueprint,
An epic blueprint. Okay.
which will be made, and I guess will make that team and world champion, whatever that year. But yes, there are rewards also for the couple of rounds before that. And now I'm
pulling up the article.
I'm trying to. And it's right here. It's right on top. Oh, no, it took me to the Rafflecopter thing. Not that. You see that thing?
The Rafflecopter. Oh, where you sign up to get the blue paint? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was.
Okay. Yeah, so there were a bunch of questions you could answer to be eligible to get some blue paint, which is helpful to print the football QBs.
But it was really strange. So they said they're going to work on something else and see it from there. All right, so there's 32 QBs. Come on, load. This is scintillating listening, I'm sure. Okay, here we go. All right. Group stage is from now until December 2nd. There's no predictions. All right, and then phase 2, December 3rd, the matches happen. All right, so for each match you predict correctly, you get one contest box. Then December 9th to December 12th, there are 4 matches. And if you guess that one right, you get a contest box and 10 crystal keys. Then the last 2 matches that are the semifinals, if you guess right, you get 3 contest boxes and 50 crystal keys. And then the final one, if you guess correctly, 5 contest boxes, 100 crystal keys, and the QB blueprint.
There we go.
So that's kind of, you got to have some luck on your side, I think.
Yeah.
People be screaming at their TV for sure. I will be.
Can you imagine those? I don't know how far separated the days between the last 8 games are, but can you imagine the price of the QBs on the last game? They're gonna go crazy, parabolic, right?
Right.
And then,
and
then some of them might not even have them listed in time, but it'll be interesting for sure.
And that's what Illusion Weaver kind of said was, isn't this cool that the QBs will change? One will be a favorite, and then but if they lose or they tie, well, then they just kind of fell out of it. So I don't know what happens in ties for the knockout stages. So someone tell us.
Yeah, don't know.
All right, cool. You're doing pretty good. You're doing pretty good. You got 20. That's not bad. I think I have about 20 too. 20 also. So not bad.
Yep. Bless you, Beats. Bless you.
I just hit the button on that one. All right. Yeah, I'm getting sick for sure. All right, World Cup hype. We talked about the auction house. Did you happen to see Peregrine's article about deflation?
I saw it.
Seems like something that would be up your alley.
I didn't read all of it, but yeah, it's something it is up my alley. Yeah. Obviously the prices I feel like have gone down because everyone's probably, not everyone, but a lot of the OG type heavy hitters with a lot of keys have been saving for the that purple key to buy the whatever it's called, that pass,
the VIP.
Yeah, VIP pass is my assumption. Right. And then now there's also another key sync here with the football. So there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's hard to get in on everything, the way you want to, I guess.
Yeah, and the main thesis was actually that most things had not really gone down that much, and it was really resources that had been dragged down a lot. And he kind of posited that might be a good thing to actually flip over that QB economy, where instead of materials being the thing to sell, you might actually be better off printing QBs.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Definitely getting sick.
Yeah, it's not fun to be sick, that's for sure, Beats. But is it because you're staying up
we're far away
hunting? Yeah, it's a good thing.
No, it's all these family get-togethers. We got to be around all these germ-ridden people.
Yeah.
Can't wait for Vegas. No, not you guys. I mean my family.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
So yeah, the auction house has been all over the place. Um, I've been trying to buy things here and there, and then I just kind of give up right away if somebody like really challenges me. I bought a couple fire hearts. That was my latest thing that I really got. So that was nice. I feel like they're going to be
yeah.
useful.
You bought some fire crystals for me, I think, didn't you? Or did you
I
lose?
did. You shilled them correctly, and I said, "Hey, I'll try for these." And I always say, if nothing else, I'll pump it up, and then that'll be good. And there's nothing key transfery about it if I'm trying to actually get it, also.
Yeah.
And I thought for sure. I pushed it like I went to like I think 500 on your 700 crystal keys, and then I just kind of waited, and it went like hours and hours more. And I was like, I bet I can go like 505 or I forget, it was something like that. And then it just said, "Hey, you won." And I was like, "Oh, all right, well,
There you go.
I'll take them."
Yeah. I feel like it's the research wise, I definitely get Peregrine's article because uh, coming in for have not sold anything for 2 or 3 months, coming and trying to sell stuff, it really feels difficult
Oh, yeah,
to
it's got to feel bad
uh
now.
yes, it feels like I am getting next to nothing off of stuff that used to be way more valuable.
If you,
And
I hope you're saving your resin now instead of selling it because it's like
no, I
dirt.
dumped yeah, I dumped most of it just trying to get
Oh,
to a purple key.
so
So
dirt cheap.
yeah, it's rough. That pretend 10% bonus is not helping.
Not yet, not yet. Although they have started talking a little bit more about structures. Have you heard anything about structures? The Hunter's Lodge. The Hunter's Lodge happened since we last talked. Did you watch it? Did you
I,
have
I
a
did I did watch. I mean, I was distracted, but I had it in my ear listening. Um, I was in the van with yelling and screaming kids and a wife asking me if I'm going to pay attention to my family
right?
while it was in my ear, but I did get it. I think I got most of it. And I also heard afterwards that that bank's going to cost 1,000 crystals, right?
Right,
So
right.
that's a quite
A
a
thousand
chunk.
dollars in crystal keys, right? And a
Yeah,
green vault would be 1,000 crystal keys, which is $100.
yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. I said it wrong, but yep.
No, no,
Yeah,
yeah,
so that's pretty expensive, especially for that bank. But I mean,
sure. Yeah. So this is where I thought of
y-
you right away, where you've been saving up this crypto all this time. Like, well, I'll dump it back into the game to get blah blah blah. So, what do you think of this? What this deal is?
well, I'll be honest with you. I don't want to spend the crypto I have in game. I don't want to,
Right.
let me rephrase that. I don't want to spend Bill's crypto that's in my account in the game. It's not pretend, it's still his. Um, but I will if I have to, but I don't want to. That's, one of the reasons why I told you I use other games rewards, to get whatever Google Play credit and stuff. Um, so I hope I don't have to, but I will if I need to. But the point of a bank is to earn keys off the crypto you have in game already, right? So spending it all just to get a bank seems counterintuitive.
Right. You're giving it back and then starting from scratch to. Hopefully they tell us what a bank does before you just spend the money on it.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like a lot of people have, I guess, complained. Not I say a lot of people, but what I mean is, I've seen a couple people complain about the price of the bank,
Right.
and well, I agree that it's a lot. Like that doesn't bother me. What I'm most concerned about is the typical stuff from Zach. Like a year or two, if I spend $1,000 toward this, is it going to be here, the game, in a year or
Right.
two? So
Yes.
and that's my biggest concern. A lot of people are also complaining about crypto nerfs and like the game's not worth playing anymore. Well, I mean, I hear you, but at the same time, again, like this has to be set up for growth. And it's just not. even where it is right now, it's not. And I say that hesitantly, but it's just truthful. Like it's still, even after nerf after nerf after nerf, it's still one of the most lucrative games you can play.
Sure.
Um,
So I also thought of you when they said, well, Bill said about that crypto is kind of turning into like a toxic idea right now, and so nobody wants to touch it. And switching to, I think the words were like Starbucks gift cards, but something that's more directly tied to using
you
this.
you cut out your mic, so
Oh shit.
say that again. Nope. I see your mouth moving and I can't hear you.
How about now?
I hear you now. It just came in.
Okay.
All right.
Dear God.
Something about Starbucks gift cards. That's the last thing I heard.
Switching away from crypto, as they don't want to say we're paying people out in crypto anymore, and they want to start to say like, well, give us some of your gift cards and it'll be advertising for you in the game, that kind of thing. A
Are you are
la
you are
Hero
you
Trainer.
are you saying that we'll be rewarded with gift cards instead of crypto? Is that what you're saying?
So I don't want to say that directly, but that direction was posited by Bill in the Hunter's
Oh
Lodge.
my God. I must have missed that. I hate that idea. But if it
and
had
and not that going around and hitting your blue vaults would ever stop that from happening, but more of like the sounds like the bigger things would be gift cardy. Sounds
I
like.
mean, I understand like if it has to be done, it has to be done. But I mean, you may as well change the name of the game at that point.
Right.
Gift card hunt world.
we're,
GC hunt world.
we're hitting the Zach threshold finally, where you're like,
Uh,
I don't want to give back to the game yet.
uh,
Because look, you're
man,
giving your crypto into the game, and then what happens later on if you start getting, I don't know, McDonald's Happy Meal coupons or something, and I'm like, I don't want that.
yeah,
And I'm not
it's a
saying that,
diff
but
it's
you're
difficult.
pigeonholed a little more.
It's difficult for me to even think about, considering that um, I'm using gift cards to put crystals into this game, and then I would just be getting gift cards back out. I
Right.
mean, I don't know. Like,
That's that whole
I
argument where people say, "Oh, we'll just use the crypto that you have in the game." Well, the whole draw of the game was that you got something for your time and your effort, and that was like different than a regular video game. So
yeah,
I
I
don't
guess
put it all right back.
the counter argument to that is just that it's to grow. The idea is to grow your investment or to further yourself in the game so that you can, accrue faster, which does make sense. But at the same time, I feel like not just this game, but all games are kind of leaning all move to earn, play to earn type games are moving that direction, and it kind of seems a little Ponzi schemish. Like
Right.
keep putting money in, so that we can give money out, give money out. So
Right.
I'm
Right.
not calling Quinn World a Ponzi scheme. It's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that like a lot of the crypto earning games are you have to put money in to get money out. And
Sure. Oh,
what
Upland and those metaverse kind of. I forget what the other one
yeah
is. All those
yeah
kind of things.
a bunch of the wiki team playing step in, walk in, a bunch of other
Right. Right.
crypto related games. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, he's not
What's
wrong
that?
that like FTX is.
Axie Infinity. Right. It's
Yeah, yeah. That's
yeah.
probably
Okay.
the
Yeah.
one of the biggest first ones that I never actually even never played, but yeah,
Me neither. Don't understand it.
I heard it was just a bunch of nonstop clicking your hand on your phone.
No.
It drew me away.
Sounds boring.
Yeah. So, man, I hope it doesn't go that way. I probably my that would probably be close to the end for me. It could be the beginning of the game though, but it would probably be close to the end of the game for me.
Right.
Um, just because it is the biggest allure to the game for me is the crypto and the earning crypto. I mean, I still like play to earn games, but I don't know. The reason I think that this one has stuck with me is because it's crypto earning, not just cash or gift cards.
Yeah,
But
it's like the underlying belief and bullishness on crypto.
yeah, and
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, I get it. I'm the same way.
Mm.
But yeah,
That was hard.
you
I
never know.
didn't hear about that, so I'm kind of hearing it
And
for the first time from you. So
and it could be that dial turned all the way to 100% all of a sudden one day, or it could just slowly go up 5-10% here and there, and you'll never really even notice. Who knows?
yeah. Well, I just want to mention that there are other apps that are in the I don't there are other apps like Steppen that are in iOS that are crypto related, and
Yeah. What?
I don't know how they would have gotten in. I heard I think it was Corithio say that like it was because they didn't have they didn't have their own token that you could earn in game, and that's why.
Okay.
And if that's the case, I don't understand why Queen World just wouldn't do it. Um, but
What do you mean wouldn't do it? Isn't it Apple that has to do it? What do you mean?
no, Corithio was saying that the reason it was improved in the app stores because Quinn World didn't have their own crypto. Like,
Oh,
so
they
you need to be able to have your own coin, your own thing, and then at a given specific point in time, trade that all or lump sum like into an existing currency like Solana or Bitcoin or ETH or whatever, So
like
I don't.
so to force the players to earn this other thing that they trade in, kind of like a casino. Like you can only earn chips because there's no real money, ha ha ha, that kind of thing.
I guess so. The reasoning behind it, like I guess I would understand why Bill doesn't want to do it or Illusion River doesn't want to do it because it seems silly to me. Like there's no difference to me. But I will say that um, further along that, since I play Steppen, they had an auction house in the game. Like I guess I don't know, it's not the same thing as ours. It's just you set a price, you buy it or not. But they removed
Okay.
that from the iOS app. And so now if you want to utilize the marketplace, you have to do it via a web browser if you're on iOS. So
Ah,
so that so those two things I think would have to be removed from the game. So if you wanted to use the auction house, you'd have to like open up a browser and go to coinhuntworld.auction.house or
yeah.
something. And then
So
probably have
convoluted.
yeah, exactly, yeah. And then probably have like a Google Authenticator to make sure it's you and get into your account. And then at that point, you could buy if you're on iOS. But yeah, man, Apple's just does their own thing. That's what makes me want to throw my Mac laptop.
It's sad.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't mess with anything Apple related. So, got my
yeah.
HP.
I'm
Ooh, I
wishing I
clicked on
could
the
say
wrong
the
thing.
same thing. I'm so tied to my iPhone though. It's ridiculous.
It is truly bizarre. I forget what I was. Oh, what was I gonna do? I think I had to screenshot something on my wife's phone, and I was just like, oh no, I was at somebody's house for work, and somebody said, "Hey, I want to send." It was an older woman who said, "I want to take this picture and send it to my friend." And in my head, I'm just like, "Well, you just download the picture, or even just hold your finger on it and then send to, and boom." And it did not work that way on the iPhone. And I mean, she looked to me for guidance, and I had nothing for her. So
That's funny.
sorry, lady.
Yeah, they are
I don't know.
definitely different. Yeah, for sure.
Do you want to do some Green Vault trivia? It's been so long.
Oh, dude, I don't. Yeah,
Green
you
Vault.
can do a green vault trivia. I will say that I think I've Googled like half, at least half of the green vault trivia, and I've started noticing that I've been missing blue trivia that I used to know.
Oh
Um,
no! Every once in a
yeah,
while, it happens to me. If you don't get it for a long time, or are you on autopilot? You're just not paying attention.
I feel like it's a mixture of autopilot and the fact that
Mm,
I have not had as much playing time as I did previously.
right, right.
I mean, I may overall just have less good of a memory as you, but like not playing as much is causing me to be like, oh, I remember this question, but I don't remember the answer anymore. So and it's funny,
I
like that
yeah.
some of them that are sticking with me are like ones that I just would not expect to, like ones I don't care about. I mean, I guess it's maybe a little skewed because like there's not very many celebrity questions, but like I don't care about celebrity. I don't care that Kanye was dating Kim Kardashian. I don't care. I could care less.
We got
But
married in 2014.
but yeah, but exactly. All this stuff, you know. I was thinking about that. I was thinking about like all these things that I told you about my gout thing in the past. And like that's on there. That's one of the questions. Like, you know, it's gout. It's on
Gout.
there.
How are
So
you doing with Walking Quest, by the way? Is it bothering you? Do you put some Sickler's powder on it or something?
oh you know, I had just had that one
Does the rain make it act up?
no
Okay.
no, it has not acted up since that episode. So
Oh, that's
hopefully it
good.
was like a one time deal until I'm actually an old man.
One
I
gout
I
now.
I mean, I will say, like, I literally got hammered before I got, and I haven't gotten hammered for 15 years. So, um,
I,
yeah,
I
I
feel
was,
like we looked it up too, and it was like alcohol is the number one thing to like not
yeah,
have. Yeah.
right. And I was probably dehydrated with all the walking. So it was like get completely wasted, dehydrated, and then like the result is gout. Man.
And then
So,
walk.
yeah. And then walk, like, fuck, my foot hurts. I kept going. I'm like, fuck,
What am I doing wrong?
I thought my toes broke, man. So,
Jesus.
yeah.
Are you keeping up with your walking quest? Have you missed any?
Oh, dude, I'm like, I've got this haze. Like, I don't even remember when our last episode was, but I'm like out of it. Like, I don't know how long I was quote unquote not playing. I mean, there were several days where I didn't open the app. There were several days
Oh,
where
okay.
I opened the app, but I only got a couple mystery boxes. There were several days where I opened the app, but only made it 1 to 4, or close to 1 to 4 walking quests and maybe a couple of mystery box. And then there were a handful of
Wow.
days where I only made it 5 to 7 and maybe got a couple of mystery boxes. And with like the past week though, I've gotten all 8 every day or week-ish. I don't know how long. And I've been getting all my mystery boxes if I can help it. So
I'm checking the
I'm a,
global all time right now to see if I've caught you yet.
I'm effectively
See if I'm gonna. Nope, I haven't yet.
I'm back in the sense that like I'm walking more again, but I still don't think I'll be playing like I was. Like I would love to go do the 70 vault thing you have, but it's kind of like I feel like I need to go to a 12-step Coin Hunt World meeting.
Right. It's a it's a way of life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I need to go to a 12-step meeting for my Coin Hunt World addiction.
If you're at the
So
top of that any of these leaderboard lists, it's part of your routine to do something Coin
it's
Hunt World
it's
related.
it's so crazy because it is an addiction for me because it's always in the back of my head. Like I'm like, oh, I need to go. I want to go do this. I want to go do this. Whatever I'm doing. So,
Yep.
you joked last time in your round table. I'm going to keep calling it round table,
Sure.
but podcast that was an addiction for you, and you kind of joked about it, but like, legitimately, it's an addiction for me. I'm able to admit it.
For
So,
sure. It's the first thing I do every time I get up in the morning. I check if I have been outbid, if something has happened on Discord, if I have a message. It's the first thing I do.
yeah.
So yeah, addiction completed. Anyway,
What's your
I have
green vault question?
I have an addiction to green vaults right now. I ran out of green keys in
Me too, Beats.
four
Me too.
days, so I'm forging a couple here and there.
I would say
Don't
mission
kill me.
accomplished too. They're not giving out crypto and we're addicted to getting the green vault still.
Right. I'm addicted to the soccer ball. So here's my little take on soccer balls before I get to my green ball question eventually. Soccer balls, so did you hear about global exports? They're going to work out a way to do global exports.
I saw Bill say something like they're nearing it happening or something, but I
So
don't know.
my thought is if this is a once every 4 year event and they release global exports and then other countries start coming on because they're not going to take other countries on until exports happen. So if exports happen, they'll bring on other countries. And then if the game doesn't implode financially, soccer balls will be in huge demand, I believe. Because then for the next 4 years, any country that joins will want their QB footballer guy, of course, and then any new country that comes in for the next World Cup is going to want the soccer balls to be able to print their guy. So
yeah, don't you think soccer balls will be back though next year if they have the same event?
But aren't things just worth way more the next time around? You know what I mean? Like right before the
Right
event, or
before, yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
Typically
exactly.
is the
Like
case.
right now, candy canes and what is it? Not ribbons. The other thing, bells.
Bells,
Bells is
yeah.
taken off. Yeah. All right, Greenvault question: Where are the? This is health and medicine. I always pick health and medicine if I get it because they seem to be fairly common.
Hmm.
Where are the tarsals located? And it's like head, hand, but the arm, hand, leg, and foot are the answers. Where are the tarsals located?
Without Googling, I'm gonna get it wrong, but my guess would be the foot.
The foot is correct.
Oh, woo, yeah. I probably have Googled it before then. It just sounds like a foot
You've
thing.
known it, yes. They are kind of like your ankle, kind of like the body, like your heel, and all that kind of stuff.
Beats didn't have the
Bones.
question written down ahead of time, so I couldn't.
I did.
It's not there.
It absolutely is there. Where are
Um,
you? Greenville trivia, right here. Look.
oh, I was looking at the line above.
I made it a little subheading. It is one
For
line down.
yeah,
One line
nobody's
down.
gonna understand the context of what we just did, but yeah,
That's all right. That's what happens.
yeah,
Oh well, I guess you're ready for Buddy Quest then too.
yeah. I have one with Manel right now. Like, which like
Oh, look at that.
right before we were prepping, he's like, "Can you go do it?" And I can't do it right now. Well, for two reasons though.
Oh,
My
I hope you
wife was
didn't tell him.
gone.
Oh, I hope you
No,
didn't tell
my
him because
wife
we're
was
doing this.
no. I don't know why. What would he have said?
I don't know. I just didn't want him. I want this to be a surprise episode.
Oh, gotcha. So I just told him no because, well, two things. Like, I was trying to prep for this, and we were talking. I was trying to I don't have my desktop computer, trying to get my Mac set up to do OBS, and
Right.
wasted an hour and a half on it.
Obs.
But eventually,
Jeez.
I gave up on that. But I also was watching my daughter, and my wife was out, and I was prepping for this. So I've got some messages from him that I need to get back to after this. So I'm sure
He's
he
like,
will be
where are
like,
you?
yeah, he's like, what, dude? You're such a casual. He's probably gonna like delete me off his friends list. Who
I'm
knows? I'm telling
surprised.
him like,
I'm gonna look wherever in with like Buddy Quest or something and see if he's like this casual, this noob
yeah,
won't respond to me. No, he didn't say anything.
that's funny. Yeah.
Well, I knew that we were going to do this, and I said, well, let me do it right and get back to all the Buddy Quests that I have had since we have last talked. So, thank you to Steve Burr, Bob Moe, I Speak Nerd, Sam LaRoche, Speak Imp, Marco, BK1689, Leodes, and King Thermos. I had a great Buddy Quest with each and every one of you. This is not an endorsement of future behavior. They only did it with me. So good luck and thanks, guys.
This isn't the former Scottish football player Steve Burr, is it?
I don't know who that is. It's the red, white, and blue popsicle guy. That's all I know.
Okay, I was just checking.
Who is this?
Since
Scottish.
we're talking about football and stuff, I was just like, Steve Burr, as you're talking. It's like, that sounds like, you know what? Steve
No.
Burr might be a Scottish football player, but I can tell you right now, I know why it sounded familiar with me. It's because it rhymes with Steve Kerr.
Yeah, Steve Kerr. So I know that name.
Yeah,
Stephen Burr. I can't.
I'm a little
I
more
can't
familiar
place
with
it.
basketball, even like maybe not
Sure.
late basketball, but 90s, 2000s basketball. Yeah.
I'm the same. Steve Kerr sounds right.
Okay.
All right. Anything else you want to do? Something else? Sneak. You want to sneak in here? All I have is the end of this.
Not that I can think of.
Nothing else. Well, I'm glad you're back. Zach is
Yeah,
back.
something like that. Yeah.
I don't. And we said like maybe just like I don't know if you saw the IT guy had a return podcast too where he said like I don't know I won't be doing this regularly. I'll just kind of do it here and there. Maybe that's what we do. Maybe that's what you can do. Whatever. I hope to see more of you. I know everybody wants it too.
Oh, that's so sweet, Beats.
It's true.
I want to do it regularly. Kind of trying to balance keeping priorities straight. So I already told you I feel like I need to go to a 12-step Coin Hunt World meetings. So
Yeah. And you
I
know what?
don't
That
know.
was what IT guy talked about too, was like burnout and having to like step away at times and feeling like it was too much, and
Yeah,
doing a
that
podcast on top of it.
I feel like that's the opposite of needing to go to a 12 step Coin Hunt World program. He's like, I'm done walking out. Like, I don't want to play anymore. And I'm like, give me more, give me more. I need to play
Yeah.
more. Fuck my responsibilities. Let's play.
Well, he's acknowledged that he has a problem, and that's the first step.
Oh, okay. Me too.
But I feel like it's great.
Yeah.
I'm getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning and walking my tail off. So
Yeah. So
I joined the gym
so
again too. So wait, you know what we didn't talk about? We didn't talk about Coin Hunt Fest.
oh yeah.
Any thoughts on it? I don't know if you saw in the last podcast that I had dropped that I will be moderating something, and I don't know what.
No, I don't I knew you were going because you told me privately, but I didn't know you're gonna be moderating something. So you have to tell me more about that.
That's literally all I know. So they put out
Well,
a call. Well, they put out a call to like, hey, whoever wants to like has an idea or wants to do something, and I just messaged Illusion Weaver and said, hey, I'd be willing to help out. He said, message Renee, and then Renee said, hey, let's chat for a minute, and then the entirety of the conversation was, hey, what's your ideas? And I said, do something like this, whether it's just talking,
yeah.
hosting something.
That's awesome, Beats. Sounds
So
cool.
so yeah, hope you can
Yeah.
make it.
I plan on it. I was I was being baby Zach, and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna go unless I get a VIP pass, but I'll probably go either way. So I just need to buy a plane ticket right now. But
There you go.
I don't know why I'm waiting, but I think it's because I have to go look up the article and figure out what days I need to get there and what days I need to leave.
It's
And
Friday, March 10th to Monday, March 13th.
thanks.
There you go. Yeah, I have forged up. I have a purple key in my inventory. So
There you go.
I'm ready to go, or if
What
that doesn't
happened to
happen,
it only takes 5 seconds?
you know what? Because I was in Vegas talk. I want to be pot committed. I'm like, I'm all in on this. And if it doesn't work out, I'm going to buy a crap ton of football QB guys, or maybe cats or tikis or whatever happens next.
There you go. Well, the football QB guys probably won't be there for you to buy. I mean,
Right.
because I assume you would wait it out until the beginning of March just in case for the opportunity to get a VIP pass. So I assume you haven't bought the regular pass, right?
Right.
So
I wasn't even there when the regular pass was in the shop.
so
I didn't
I'm
see it.
wondering what happens if I mean obviously you could still fly out there, but like what happens if you waited so long to get the VIP pass and then they've stopped giving out the regular attendance or whatever they're called.
So
Then
this
what
is
do you do? Just like go up and show like, hey, I'm here, but I'm not here.
I'm just working. It has so there's an announcement coming out Monday, the 28th, November 28th, Monday, I believe is what they said, about more passes or something about passes. So I have to imagine that they will exhaust the VIP passes first for that exact reason, so that anybody who's holding out knows, okay, there's no more VIP passes. Now I just have to settle for a general admission, because if you did it the other way around, you would be screwing so many people, especially people who really wanted to go. So I hope they don't
Right.
do it that way.
Yeah, I hear you. Did you get any Christmas lights put up, Beats? Change subject.
Just
Squirrel.
did it today. Just
Oh, really?
got up on the. So my wife says, get up on the roof and put the ones up on the across the front of the roof. I put them all up. We turned them on, make sure they were on. I put them all up, got back down, put the ladder away and everything, went back inside. And my wife came in and was like, did a breaker go off? All the lights went off. And that's it. All the lights are off now. So she did all the other stuff, and now she ordered lights from Target. She might be gone right now. And then she said, oh, well, once you get done, you have to climb back up there in the dark and put these up. And I was like, I'm gonna do that tomorrow. It's not Christmas Day or anything. Let's just wait. So it's supposed to
Oh,
rain tomorrow.
do it in
So
the dark.
I think she wants me. She has an insurance policy out of me. I think that's what it is.
So I spent a crap ton on Christmas lights here, and they actually just came today, so I haven't put them up. I started putting up my old ones, and I have a two-story house, and my
Mhm.
wife likes them to be on, both, but like
Yes. Tippy top.
I'm, I feel like I'm scared shitless when I get up there.
Yes.
So like I'm
Right on the
40.
edge.
I like, not super great shape. I'm 40, like on the
Right.
edge, like I feel like I'm like
A little
I'm like
tipsy.
two, yeah, exactly. I'm a couple inches from death here, just to put up these stupid lights.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
that's how I feel
The
about it.
risk
But
reward ratio is totally off.
yeah, yeah. So I at the same time, then I'm thinking like, why don't I pay somebody $300 a year to do this? Like, oh yeah, because it's $300 to put up some lights that I don't want up in the first place. So I'm just gonna go up there begrudgingly and do it myself.
That's a lot of
Anyways, like,
Ibotta receipts.
yeah, yeah, I don't think that's gonna cover it.
You ever dig through the trash outside of like a grocery store and just get all the receipts out? Take those pictures. I feel like that's the real gold mine of that kind of thing.
Oh my God.
No comment.
He's
Okay.
like,
Move on.
no, I don't know why I'm blushing because the answer is no. But but I'm blushing because I remember I've always been like this, and I joke and say like, I love my mom, so if she ever heard this, I'd feel terrible. But like,
Oh, I
I
know.
just remember being like, yeah, I probably said it before, yeah, being yelled at for like asking for lunch money and stuff like that. I'm like, I just want $5 for the week for lunch, like, and I just, like, so I bet stuff like that is probably why I've like, no matter how much I make, I would clench on to like what I have. And
Oh my
don't get me
gosh.
wrong, like I'm completely, if you knew me personally now to 5 years ago, like I'm totally different person. Like I would say, yeah, I spend all the time. So I'm a different person, but at the same time, I still have those small, like little things that I don't let go of that I do. And at this point, it's just a waste of my life and time, like Ibotta. But anyways,
It's
yeah,
like
as far
free
as where it
pennies
comes
that you
from.
can. It's like walking by a quarter laying on the ground. Like you have to pick it up. You have to.
Dude, I found $1.50 last night when I was on my walk. Like my wife didn't come home and it was her sister's birthday, and she got home at 12:30. And I was like, what? Time to go walk because I know I'm not going to do it during the day tomorrow because she's going to have me doing all kinds of stuff, and then I'm going to have to do this, and then so I literally did all 8 goals last night at
Wow.
12:30 to like 2:20, and
Oh my
but
god.
on part of my walk during this, there's this construction area where they're building like these apartments, and I found 6 quarters on the ground. I probably could have found more if I would have stopped and started looking, but
Wow.
I just picked them up, kept walking. Like, oh, cool,
Score.
thanks.
Green vault and a
Yeah.
half.
Yeah, exactly. Green vault and a half. Yeah. But
Speaking of
at this,
Christmas lights, are you an inflatables kind of person? You have those kind
I
of
would
things?
be, but you know what? I was just been thinking like I wish I had some reindeer or snowmen, or even if they're not inflatable, just some lights to stick out in my yard. But no, I'm gonna work on just putting the Christmas lights out this year, and then maybe I'll add to it next year. So I got like these, I was just gonna ask you about this earlier when you said your lights went out. Like my current ones are they're size C6, but like if their strands, like if one of the lights goes out, like either all or a section of them will go out, and so sometimes they're not seated all the way, and so if I press down on the light bulb it's not seated, then it'll all light back up again. So I mean, I know
Wow.
that's probably not your case since they all went out, but I don't know, I mean that could be
Mhm.
there's something came unplugged too, but I would hate for you to get back up there, see that something just needed to be plugged in, and then your wife went out and bought new lights. But
Well, either way, I'm gonna have to get back up there, and then
right,
if I can just wiggle them and they work again, then we'll return the lights, or we'll
right.
add even more lights to our house, which is probably what we'll end up doing.
Do you have so yeah, I didn't ask you that. Do you have two-story or one?
It's one story. It's like
Okay.
a
Uh,
pseudo ranch
all of a
kind of
sudden I'm
house.
envious. Like a reverse
It's
ranch.
it's a little bit better, but it's still it's just high enough where you're like, this is unnatural. This isn't where I normally am.
Oh man, if my house would be so much easier for me if I were you, since I'm short, I'm like I can put my hand like above the gutter and reach, and I can put the clip
Hmm.
on there, but like it's just high enough to where like I can't be delicate about what I'm doing. And so it would be so
So
much easier
jump
if I were like just 3 or 4 inches taller. So yeah, I'm not gonna be jumping when there's like a 45-degree slant. I'm
Right,
like
jumping on the
jumping
roof.
this way. Yeah,
Yes.
no thanks. I mean, disaster waiting to happen. Yeah, last year, I'm pretty sure I was like squirming all over the place when I was like on the highest peak of the roof where it's coming down. My neighbor's probably like, dude, let's record this guy, see if he's gonna die.
It would be a good
Uh,
fail. Good fail video.
yep, good fail video. Yeah. What happened to Zach? I
Fell off
read
his
this
roof.
article in Kansas City article, but some guy fell off his house and died putting up Christmas lights. Anyways,
Rudy Judy would have to tell us because none of us are going to get that paper.
yeah, I'm sure he would. After a while, he'd figure it out.
You know what? Before we go, I just realized that we haven't done the top 10 for a while, and it's very close to the end of November. So let's just do it. We haven't done it at all for a while. I'll just do it out there. Oh, do you like the smaller icons?
Oh, I noticed somebody was complaining about it, and then the next
Complaining
thing,
about it.
yeah, someone's complaining about
Everyone
the
loves it.
icons are too big.
Oh, right. They were too big, and now they're small. They're the right size. You can still
I
click
don't,
them.
I kind of like. I think I'd like an in between what it is, but
I
it's
liked it
fine.
the way it was, right? No.
I didn't say that. They were big before. I can say that.
Okay. Let's go to the global top 10. Do you want to do any of these? Or should I just burn through them? Get out
Oh
of here.
wait, let me do number 10 so I can
Go
say it
ahead.
correctly. Jaya Manel's.
Woo! There you go.
All right,
Jay
you can
number
have the
10. Number 9, Evade, UK player. Oh, okay. Number 8, Zeldin with an S. SZ Zeldin. Never seen that
not to
name
be
before.
confused with Sheldon.
Yep. Biggity bam. I don't know what that
Cooper.
is.
That's a green question. I think wasn't
Is
it
it
like
green?
I think it was.
Sheldon
They
Cooper
say
is a person on.
no. It was what is the last name of the what's his where he's a young the not the later sitcom but the one where he's a young boy. Whatever that called.
I vaguely know what you're talking about. I don't know.
There's a sitcom where he's a
Young
young boy.
Sheldon.
Yes, it's called Young Sheldon. Like, what's the family's last name on Young Sheldon? And the answer is Cooper. You know,
Oh,
obviously because it's
it's still
Sheldon
his name.
Cooper. So that's my green vault question. There you go. Thanks.
Is that a
Thanks.
TV? Because I never click TV.
It must have been. I don't remember, but thank you,
Wow.
Zeldin. That was your contribution to the podcast.
Nice. And you got a green vault in. So good stuff. Number 7, Xtonics. I'm going to say that. Xtone X. Number 6, Simonator. These guys are on the same team here, on the same soccer team.
Yeah.
Like that. All right. The top 5. These are the red key getters as of right now. It's November 26th. Number 5, Adhamnam. Adhamnam, who is a Vegas expert. Yeah, you like that? Number 4, your favorite, Mr. Sage.
Mr. Sage, Cheetah.
Mr. Sage, if you haven't, Mr. Sage, we believe that you might be listening to your Zach and Beats appearance over and over again because that episode is double in the listens of any other episode. So maybe you listen to it. I
don't think
motivation.
That's the one it was, Beats.
I think it was. Well, maybe you can check it by the time I'm done here. But
yeah,
I think it was the Mr. Sage episode. I don't know why. So
maybe Mr. Sage.
Number 3, Fubar. I've never seen that name before, as far as I can remember. Maybe
I've seen it.
Fubar. Okay. Number 2, Rydale. There's a couple. I think Fubar is Fubar UK. No, Fubar's America, right?
I don't know, but
yes, Fubar's America.
Rydale's a new one for me, actually.
Rydale is very active and a UK player. So that's Rydale. And then number 1, Jay Hollow, rocking the Master Sushi Chef. Jay Hollow's a Filipino player.
Yeah, he's been number 1 the whole month, right?
I think it's bounced around a little bit, but he is firmly in number 1 as of right now. So I know
consolidation prize. Medvi Rich 11. I feel like I have to throw him in there since he's from Missouri.
Oh, there you go. Yep, and Manel's 12th, so there you go. That's helpful.
Manel gets mentioned like 5 times in the podcast.
Well, there it is. There's the one more. All right,
All
good
right.
stuff. There's everybody. All right.
Where are you?
Thanks.
Let me see where you are.
I think I'm like 17th, something like
I'm
that.
trying to make the top 100 beats.
We haven't been walking. That's why. I've been walking
Yeah.
and then it started going green vault crazy there. But I'm out of green vaults now. So I'm out of green keys. So we'll see how this goes. I'm not gunning for anything now. I'm probably just going to wait and see how many more guys I can print.
There you go.
All right. From all of us here at Zach and Beats, we wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas and World Cup. We'll see you when we see it. We don't know when the next time we'll see it is, but it'll be a surprise that time too. Zach,
All right.
give him the beat.